Hey everyone, my name's Paul. I'm an addict and I'm from the Central Ohio area of Narcotics Anonymous. My home group is Aging and Recovery. It meets on Monday nights at 6:30 p.m. in Columbus, Ohio. So come on out and see us sometime. We're here today with some of our members from Indiana State Prison, and I'm going to go ahead and let them introduce themselves. So, Telly, you want to go first?
How y'all doing? My name is Telly. I'm in recovery and serving time here at Indiana State Prison, and I'd like to just let you guys know our experience and our enjoyment of what we're doing here in the prison to try to push recovery and the things that goes with it. Thank you.
Thanks, Telly. And Kort?
My name's Kort. I'm an addict here at the prison. Um, there's a lot of good things coming through these Zoom meetings and the literature available to us, and I'm just grateful to be part of it and be clean. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Kort. And Brandon?
My name's Brandon. I'm an addict in recovery. I'm super grateful and thankful for the literature that we have and the current ability we have, but I also have a lot of sponsees, and sometimes it's hard to get information. So I'm thankful to be a part of this today, to be able to push the message that this life-saving message that we do recovery comes through this literature that we desperately need in this place.
All right. Thanks, Brandon. Looks like we've got another one who just joined us.
Brother Randy.
Hey, Carl, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
You want to give yourself a quick introduction for our listeners?
Hey, my name is Randy. I'm a grateful recovering addict. Just glad to be here today.
Awesome. Thanks. Glad you're here. So a couple of things we're going to talk about today are the availability of Narcotics Anonymous written and audio resources on the tablets. What else you might like in addition to what's on there, and I guess like is the wrong word, maybe need, or would be beneficial to your recovery. So maybe let's start with that. Telly, how about we go with you?
Okay. How y'all doing? My name is Telly. Talking about the things we have on the tablet, and one thing I would love to have on the tablet would be the gist for the day. You know, everyone doesn't have the availability to purchase one, or so we have one. We have our staff members here, our ASR services. Man, I messed it all up. They help provide us with them, and we read them in our daily meetings and everything. Man, they're so beneficial to us. But when we being locked in those cells, especially on the lockup units, man, in those cell houses, there's some dark places, and the tablets are the only source of positivity of information that a lot of people have when you're locked in those cells. Because for one thing or other, almost everyone in the prison nearly has a tablet. Unless you've done something crazy, you don't have one, or you messed yours up. But for the most part, we all have tablets, man, and having this information available to us at our fingertips, man, to either hear or read, man, it's so beneficial. Me myself, I'm a reader. I like to read, but we have guys, like to you put your headphones on and you can walk around with it, or you can sit there and watch television, put your headphones on and listen to things. So this stuff is so beneficial to us, man, and it helps so much, so helpful in our recovery, because you can just open your tablet up and wow, you have everything right there for you. You have the world shout outs on the tablet, man. You have so many different things on there that you can listen to on the tablet, man. There, Edovo, my friend here, man, he calls me Telly Edovo. That's my nickname, man. I stay on there, man. I'm trying to always learn something new, man. And because NA has helped to change my life, man. All my life, I always kept telling myself I'm a grown man. I'm this, I'm that. But I didn't ever know. I never knew what a man was until this program helped shape me into the man I am today. And I read so many things on the tablet, man. I go through everything I can go through on there, man. So to have the literature on that tablet, more literature available to us on those tablets, man, would be so monumental and so beneficial to us, man. So I pray and I hope, man, that people listening will be able to accommodate us, man, because we are the ones in here making changes in this place, man. We are seeking this out. We got these Zoom meetings, man, those, oh my goodness, they helped change me so much. To see you guys out there, man, and you don't look down on us, y'all so loving and so caring, man, and so open for us, man. It just it's awesome. You know, you touch so many guys, man. We have 30 people on each meeting almost coming, and we're of course, that we come every week. We're waiting on them. We're waiting on what till the next one comes around. We can't wait till they get here. And guys throughout the whole prison, man, it's a list they want to get on. So many people want to get on, but we don't have so many available spots for them. So, man, these meetings, Zoom meetings, they are so awesome, man. We love them, man, and we thank you guys so much for everything you're doing. But more literature, please. We need you guys. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Telly. Appreciate that. And also, for anyone who's listening or watching, I was told that Telly's celebrating 1 year today. So big shout out, big jazz hands.
Thank you.
So Telly, you mentioned a little bit about maybe some difficulty getting literature into the prison, so actual books and stuff into the prison. And Kort, I know you had an experience with that. Would you be able to share a little bit about your attempts to get paper literature into the prison and some of the problems that you run into?
Absolutely. I'm Kort and I'm an addict. So I have the availability and the ability to reach out to my family and their friends out there, and them being so proud of what Narcotics Anonymous has given me to give back to them to be a better person. They compiled enough funds to send a good substantial amount of books. It was probably between 10 and 15 books at one time in here to me to distribute in our dorm. And because of the prison's this prison's you call them mail rules, policies, and I wasn't aware that you could only get one book at a time because they confiscated them all, and they didn't send them back. They just did whatever they did with them. And I've tried this more than once in different avenues, and it hasn't worked out yet. So the availability for them to be on the tablets is monumental for sure. But also, if there was a way to find a solution to that, to talk to the legislative people and the prison systems, and maybe get some things where we could figure this out, because there are people out there that are willing to help us with these books and these literature, even not just the blue book, but the Just for Today's, the How It Works, the SPAD, the just all these are beneficial, but we're having a hard time getting them in here for whatever reason. I'm not sure what the reason is, because of the paper ban, and you're not aware. When you send something to a prison, they copy it. You don't get the actual original copy of anything except a book. But most of the things that we have available here have been touched by the front office, and they scrutinize a lot of things that come through here, and finding an avenue to that would be helpful. And I'm willing to try it again if we can figure it out. My family and the people that support me out there are willing to do that for anybody, for the still struggling addict, because I was that. What I'm saying? And them being able to help, I know, does as much for them as I know it does for me to help other people. So that's kind of that's my experience with that. As frustrating as it was, I didn't give up. I found other ways. What I'm saying? Send one book to this person, one book to this person, one book to this person. Like that's an avenue. But yeah, I just we're gonna keep fighting. I know you're gonna keep fighting for us. So I figure if we get all our heads together, we can figure it out. We're pretty intelligent people. Been through a lot. So I'm done with that.
All right. Well, thanks, Kort. Brandon, we were talking a little bit before we started recording, and we were talking about like the difference between audio materials and written materials, and maybe you could just go over that a little bit again, kind of the things we touched on before we started recording.
Absolutely. My name is Brandon. I'm an addict in recovery. I'm a person that I can read pretty well. I do not enjoy reading necessarily. I just never have. So for me, the availability of having an audio, even the audio of the basic text, would be super beneficial. That I could sit in my room, my cube, my cell, and be able to listen to it, and just have that option to be able to have it in my ears. Maybe when I'm walking around a dorm or working out, or if I'm going out to the rec yard, I can take it out to the rec building and still be able to have access to it and listen to it while I do other things. I just know the power of hearing a message over and over and over and over again is super beneficial. I believe that's part of why in a fellowship we read the literature every single time, right? We have the readings before the meetings for a purpose and for a reason. We have to continue to hear this information over and over and over again so we can get it deep down in our minds and our souls so that we can start to live this program. So I just believe for a lot of guys in here, there's a lot of guys that can't really read, right? Because of their upbringings, because of their addictions, because of life. They don't comprehend very well. So hearing it makes it more comprehensible for them to be able to hear the message instead of trying to read it if they can't read. So I think it's beneficial for us to have both, to be able to read it and hear it. And then I would also like to, what we just talked about the paper copies. A few years ago, I wrote World Services to acquire my own basic text. And the process took almost 4 months for me to get my basic text. And I had to write 2 letters. And I understand that they want to make sure that we're serious. But from my understanding, the only requirement to be a member of Narcotics Anonymous is a desire to stop using drugs. So if I write a letter and I'm in that moment of desiring to do something different, and it takes 4 months for me to get a basic text, I just think that that's a little long. We should try to somehow figure out a way that we can get this literature to people faster. Because we know as addicts, that window of getting that help is usually short. And I understand all the things that we got to go through. We are in prison, and the mail takes a while, and letters take a while, and we're overwhelmed with this disease of addiction in the country in general. But I just know from being a sponsor that a lot of my sponsees, they want their own hard copy of a basic text that is theirs, that they can write in, that they can underline in, that they can highlight things, and it makes it personal. It's their recovery. So the benefit of having their own, be able to have access to get that a little quicker, I think would be super beneficial to the still suffering addict. With that, I pass.
Thank you, Brandon. So I wanted to touch a little bit on the virtual meetings as well. Kort, you were talking a little bit about like kind of culture change in the prison there. Now that there are some virtual meetings available, and I think all of you have mentioned, maybe hoping that there would be more. Right now we've got a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday that are every other week, so they're available about 6 times a month. But can you talk a little bit more about that, Kort, and then we'll go to the others?
Yeah, so I'm Kort, I'm an addict. The virtual meetings have brought people to recovery that didn't realize that they wanted recovery or had an idea what it looked like other than what they see inside of here. Being able to see outside of here, see people like you on the screen that may not be in here with us, but are in here with us. And the change in this prison is, you can feel it. Like it's not an unseen thing. You see the desire. People want something different. Indiana State Prison is a long-term camp. This is a maximum security prison. People have a lot of time here and have been doing a lot of things that have not benefited their lives or their quality of lives. And having these meetings, you can see it in the eyes of these guys who get their first time to show up, or they get put on the calendar. They've been asking and asking, and they show up and like, man, you can almost see the tears without seeing the tears rolling down their face. Like, man, these people understand me. I'm catching something. Like, even if they don't utilize or digest it fully, just having that opportunity to be part of something that's not prison-based, prison politics, having that encounter with people like you and like Ryan and all these other people that are in different states all over this country, and even in other countries at this point, to see what they're, what we're struggling with here is not unique to us, and that's a relief, and you can feel it when you talk to people. Like we have, this group of men here beside me, we have the opportunity to encounter these guys on a daily basis, and the days after leading up to their first meeting, or even leading up to, like, man, what am I supposed to do? So how's this supposed to, how am I supposed to act? You're just supposed to sit there and listen. And if your higher power compels you to speak, share something. You know what I'm saying? Be part of your recovery, and we get fed off that. You know what I'm saying? Just like I know that as a sponsor and as a member of Narcotics Anonymous, like, meetings are not my favorite thing to do, but I know I need to do them. And being part of the virtual meetings, I like those better than the meetings in here, because I just do. It's just my personal preference. And for me, I get fueled up to make it through the next week. You know what I'm saying? Or 2 weeks or whatever it is. But having this availability, just like the literature and the readings and the, all these availabilities that are technologically is allowing us at this point, is changing lives. Like, we're saving lives in this place, one person at a time, one meeting at a time, one invitation at a time to these meetings, and they're growing. If we had a bigger room, we'd have more people. You know what I'm saying? And we'll pack them in deep, though. We got a small room. We'll pack 40, 50 people in there for sure. We've done it. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's important, is just getting people to this. And because of the virtuals we're able to do that. Promoting that would benefit probably millions of other people outside of these walls, because we carry the message and we carry the love that we feel here when we get on the phone, or we write a letter, or we interact with someone in the visiting room. These virtuals change people's lives, and they really do. That I know.
All right, Kort, thanks. Hey, Randy, do you have anything you want to add about literature or recordings on the tablets and the virtual meetings? Give you a couple of minutes to share.
Yeah. Hey, Paul, how you doing again? My name is Randy. I'm a grateful recovering addict. I realized that since I've been in recovery, I noticed that a lot of guys don't share. But as Kort them said, they still go to the meeting. They want to be there. I also realized, being here 20-some years, that there's an educational problem here. And guys, everybody don't know how to read. Me and Miss V was talking, and she shared something. We was doing a board, and she said people are attracted to color. And as I was thinking about that, I was like, man, people are attracted to color. Some people won't share, but they know how to draw how they feel or what they want to share. And I would love to see maybe a drawing contest or something like that on the tablet that people could participate in through NA. I know a lot of guys in NA that love to draw and love to express themselves, and that's how they share. They might not say it verbally, but they will say it with their pen. And so that was just an idea I wanted to throw out there.
Great. Thanks, Randy. And I'll get you all more information about being able to send artwork into the Reaching Out magazine that's put out by Narcotics Anonymous World Services. So it's definitely an avenue for that. Telly, I think maybe you had mentioned, or someone had mentioned, that there are times when, like, maybe if you're put into, I'm not sure what kind of cell it's called, whether it's solitary or lockdown, but where you don't have access to your books, you only have access to your tablet. Is that the case, that there are times when that's the only resource that you have available to you, like if you're in the medical unit or something like that?
Yes, when you're on lockup, man, they don't give you anything. You will get your tablet. If you're not on tablet restriction, or you haven't messed your tablet up, that's the only source of information, sometimes only source of hope that you have, man. And your tablet comes in so beneficial if you can get on there and you can hear somebody speaking some positivity into your ears, man. Are you able to read, or if your readings is up to par, you can get on there and read something that can give you some type of strength and hope that you can draw from. Because these hope, man, to lose your direction and to lose everything about yourself, man. But when you get on lockup, that's what it does to you. I was over there not long. Now, I was over there a couple years ago. My friend Yasin, he was just over there earlier last year, and it's a hard place to be at. And your tablet, when he was over there, that was his strength of hope over there. Beside his higher power, it was that tablet was what he drew off of. So when we need stuff on those tablets to help us out, man, because a lot of times, man, with the virtual meeting, a lot of people in this prison don't get visits. We don't get visits at all. So when you see someone on that monitor, man, you see you guys out there, man. Sometimes you see guys on the side of the road pull their cars over to have a meeting with us, to be at work and go in the little room and have a meeting with us. You was just recently got out the hospital and you came back to us, man. You see that type of stuff. That gives us hope, man. Y'all to show you guys are caring enough for us inside these walls, despite the things that we are in prison for. You guys still love us enough and care enough for us to come here and show us that, man, and bring you guys strength, hope, and experience to us. That is hope. That's overwhelming sometimes, man. It brings us hope. You see guys like we was just saying, you see some tough guys in these meetings. I hear it all the time. Tell them raise their hand. Raise their hand. I want to read something. I want to speak. We see it all the time, man. It's an awesome thing, man. These meetings and the literature, man, that we do have little stuff we have on there. It's good, but we need more. We need more because the message is getting around in this prison. This program is a powerful program, man. Right now inside this prison, we have staff that go around and they care about us so much. Me and another counselor, we just left one of the worst cell houses in this prison. We just walked through there this morning, right before we did this call, and man, we was over there for an hour, a little bit over an hour. And the only thing they was talking about, we need y'all, we need you to see on this brain. They was screaming our names. This program is changing lives, man. So we will need more things on here to help us, man, push the message further because it's helping. We need more though. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, and I'll just let you know, all of us who come on to the meeting from the outside, you give us as much hope as we might give you. So thank you for your participation. We all recover together, and as Chris F. always says, there's no big I's and little U's. We are all members of Narcotics Anonymous, getting one more 24 hours together. And it's one of my favorite lines from the basic text is "Clean, we face the world together." And this helps me. This helps me more than I think it helps you, maybe. So, what's the maximum amount of time that someone could be on lockup? Is this like a day or a week or a couple of months?
Years. You can be
years.
Years. You can stay on lockup years, and you can go. You can actually go to lockup and finish your lockup time, and still stay up over there anywhere between a week to another year just to get off lockup because of the unavailability of open beds here at this prison. It's that bad.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so while you're in lockup, then you have absolutely no access to anything like books, right? It's only the tablets that you have.
They take everything from us. We don't have any visits. We don't have any nothing. Only thing we have is our tablets, man. And Ms. Vickers and ARS staff go over there weekly to go visit guys, man. But that's the only ray of hope they have over there, and it's that dark and that bad.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah. So, what was I going to say? I should have written more down, but before we close, I think we've been going for a little while, and I think we've only got 10 minutes left. So I'd like to go back to Brandon real quick and just see if you have any just quick closing thoughts or comments, or it could be anything. It could be like, what's your favorite piece of literature, or your favorite line from a piece of literature, or just anything, kind of what's on your mind about, being part of this program, Narcotics Anonymous.
My name is Brandon. I'm active recovery. Man, my favorite NA book is The Living Clean. I absolutely love it. To me, I call it my NA Bible, right? I heard people say that about the basic text, but that Living Clean book, it's a book that I can literally flip open, and almost any paragraph it lands on, it relates to where my life is today. And it helps me tremendously when I'm struggling. And even when I got certain specific struggles, even like with relationships, I can go to the front of that Living Clean book and I can find out about relationships and then go to the chapter and read about relationships. And it helps me give me some spiritual principles that I can apply to the struggle that I may be having in a relationship. So for me, that piece of literature by far is my go-to in my almost everyday life now. I'm thankful that we have today, after this meeting here at 12 o'clock, we have a literature meeting that we read out of the Living Clean, actually. So I'm thankful that one of the staff members that is a fellow NA member brought that idea into this prison, and now we have a literature meeting, which is something new that I didn't even know existed until a couple months ago. And just this Narcotics Anonymous program, I'm thankful and grateful that I'm going just a little over 5 years in my recovery. And I know that I've been in recovery before, and it didn't last because I didn't have a recovery program. And this time, I'm thankful that I have Narcotics Anonymous and to be a part of this fellowship, because it is really changing my life inside of a maximum security prison. That my out date is pretty far off, and I'm hopeful to get out soon. But even if I don't, I know that this program has changed my life for the good. And I now have it as a tool to help the still suffering addict. I can show them where to go to get this same life that I have, and it's been through this Narcotics Anonymous program. And one of my favorite sayings is, we do recover, because I'm living proof of that today. And not only am I living proof of it, but I see so many other recovering addicts in Narcotics Anonymous that their lifestyle screams, we do recover. And with that, I pass.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you, Brandon. I wanted to check real quick too. So, you mentioned, I think all of you touched a little bit on, the people coming on from all over the country and then from other countries. And not to put words in your mouth, but it sounds like maybe the virtual meetings have helped show you that Narcotics Anonymous really is a global program and that it works for any addict anywhere. Am I accurate in saying
Absolutely,
that?
absolutely. I did not know it was this big. I think for our 2-year anniversary for the virtual meeting, it was, I think, eight different countries or something like that. It was huge. It was 50 people on there, I believe. It was awesome, man. I had tears in my eyes. I'm a crybaby, but I had tears in my eyes, man, to see that many people on there, man. And they all loving and caring, man. And it was so awesome, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. These meetings are so beautiful, man. I've been going for a little bit over a year, and Candace came and got me when I was still as her words, my head up my ass, man, and I fell in love with the meetings, and I have not stopped going since. And we really appreciate those meetings.
Thanks, Telly. Kort, how about you? Same kind of question I was asking Brandon about, maybe favorite piece of literature, favorite line of literature, or anything about the program that you want to share in just a couple of minutes before we close.
My name is Kort, and I'm an addict. My favorite piece of literature is the basic text. Like, it just has to be for me, because that's where it all started. And two of my favorite lines in the basic text are, I may not be responsible for my disease, but I am responsible for my recovery. And that resonates with me every single day, that the decisions I make determine the outcomes how I live. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't ask to be this way, but I'm going to make the best of it, work my butt off to be better and understand it, try to get in front of it. The other one is, you can't save your face and your ass at the same time. Mm-hmm. I like that because it makes people go, what? And it makes sense to me, because that was me. A little over 2.5 years ago, I was trying to run around my ass on fire trying to save my face and make any sense. And then luckily, a member of NA helped me find that path. And so far, I'm, just for today, I'm clean. You know what I'm saying? 2.5 years into it. And I want to bring up that having some step working material available on the tablets, I think would benefit a lot of guys, because there's a lot of guys that I work with. I have a lot of sponsees too, probably too many, but I love them all the same, that want to figure something out, but they're afraid to still ask at times. Like, can I get this? Or did you have this available? And having that when they're, like Brandon was saying, in the moment when they really want to work on something, having that opportunity. Okay, well, here it is. Okay, so even if I only do a couple questions, it's available. Because, just like we talked about earlier, the paper police, keep us at bay with having things sent in, and making a bunch of copies for 2,000 inmates is an expensive way to get the message. Nothing, just in my opinion, I don't pay for it, so I'll print anything you want. But my boss has someone to answer to. So it really dawned on me that I work through right now. I'm working the flat book that person behind the camera is laughing at me, but that's I find that to be beneficial, and I help guys that I work with now that maybe don't understand some of the questions, but if they read them a few times, they think about it for a while, they can answer it to the best of their ability, which is a start. And having that available just to pop up, I'm not sure if I'm sure there's other materials that are helpful with step working, but we know the steps save our lives. So I'm not going to save my face and my ass at the same time and work the steps, figure it out, and try to. Having those available would benefit a lot of us. I believe that. So.
Yeah, thanks, Kort. And I want to say before I forget, that not only is this a we program, but everything that's been going on with the, literature on the tablets, the audio materials on the tablets, and the virtual meetings, and it's a very we program. And I want to thank the part of the we, which is specifically Ms. Vickers and any of the other administrators who might be listening to this recording, who help make this possible for us members on the outside as well as members behind the walls to afford us these opportunities to recover together. Again, my favorite line from the basic text, clean, we face the world together, and that we have this opportunity that's helped brought to us by people like Ms. Vickers. Thank you so much. Telly, we've got like a minute left. So favorite piece of literature or favorite line from your favorite piece of literature? What you got?
I love the Just for Today. And you just set off what I was going to say. It's not it's a we program, not a me program. Because through NA, man, it allowed me to learn how to be a team player. To allow me to learn that the world is not just about me. That I'm not the sunshine or the sunset of this world. That it's not. It gave me the focus to care about others who I may not have actually been around or talked to now or back then. But nowadays, I don't care who you are, where you come from, what background you are, what color, religion, or lack of religion, sexual identity, anything. I'm there for you. I'm there to help you. And this program afforded me that right there to be able to help others. It's not about me. It's about we. And that's what I love. Thank you.
Thanks, Dylan.
All right. Thanks, Telly.
Mm-hmm.